Hello boys and girls, this is Shield of course, and welcome back to another Battlefield Hardline Beta gameplay video. I don't even know why I say gameplay, I mean obviously it's gameplay, what else would it be? Maybe it would be a picture of my asshole, I don't know. I don't think YouTube would allow that though. Maybe with an 18 age rating and some kind of a how-to tutorial video, so it kind of looks like self-help or something, I don't know. How to fit an egg. No, okay, let's stop it there. My brain is going weird places and we don't want it to go too weird here. This is after all a video that some of the younger viewers might watch as well. So, Battlefield Hardline Beta. I played it for almost 20 hours now, I believe, maybe even more when this video is released, depending on how much I play afterwards. And so far, I must say, in total, I'm impressed actually. I'm quite impressed. I was hoping it would be good. It was actually better than good. I would say it's really good in my opinion, and I'm hoping it's gonna be good on release as well. But just because I say the beta has been good and I've been liking it, like, make sure you check out release videos when the game is out from me and especially other YouTubers as well, so you get a full picture of it and you don't waste your Christmas money or your fucking paycheck on a game that's gonna be shit, if you know what I mean, or a game that you might not like. Personally, I'm a big fan of the sniper rifles. I've been playing a lot of the professional class, I've been playing a lot of the enforcer and mechanic class. The class I've really played the least of is actually medic. I played the most of it right in the beginning because I kind of feel at home with that, just like in Battlefield 3 and 4, and obviously also Bad Company 2, but I kind of found it not as fun as the other classes. The other classes are just a little bit more fun in my opinion. It might just be because I haven't unlocked that many guns on it either. I've kind of saved my money for other things like the sniper rifles and the magnum ammunition and that kind of stuff. Let's talk a little bit about the classes. The professional class, obviously the sniper, the recon, I don't know what else you could call it, lots of other names you can call it, maybe specialist or yeah, it's specialist in this game, for God's sakes, what am I talking about? Jag talar i nattmössan, as we would say in Swedish. I've been playing so much, my brain is literally full of information I'm trying to convey here in this video, so I'm sorry if I might not convey it in the best manner possibly and not too professionally, but I'm gonna try to cover as much of the stuff I found good, bad, and like as possible simply. And when it comes to the sniper class, the sniper rifles act really nicely at close range. They're extremely fun to play with at close range, quick scoping enemies. The more powerful weapons do kill enemies at close range in just one shot, as long as you shoot them from the waist up or upper body. I think from the chest up maybe. I shouldn't lie or make shit up because I'm not honestly 100% sure. The secondary weapons for the snipers are quite interesting. Honestly, I'm a big fan of the Magnum, so I wish you could have had the Magnum or the Desert Eagle at the sniper class, but obviously it kind of makes sense for them to have fully automatic or burst fire weapons, and the MAC-10... The MAC-10 is so good. It is completely useless at medium range and long range, obviously, but at close range, like up to maybe 10 meters, it is a beast. You will outshoot anything except a shotgun, because you empty your clip of 15 shots in literally a second, or maybe less. So you do so much freaking damage with it. It's just nasty. The other ones, they're fine as well. I mean, you got the burst fire Beretta, the R93 or whatever it's called, you got the Tech 9, lots of interesting weapons, but my favorite backups are definitely the 9 and MAC-10. I always confuse them. Very impressive, very fun to play around with. The sniper rifles though have a big issue. I've noticed this, at a long range I don't seem to hit anything with my sniper rifles, and sometimes at close range while using the AWP or the AWM as it's called here, for, I believe it is the suspects or the robbers or whatever, the criminals have that weapon, and if you use that with the Magnum ammo at close range, it seems like the bullets go a lot higher than they're supposed to, so you have to kind of aim at the crotch area at close range sometimes to actually hit them. It's very strange. I believe it has to do with the Magnum ammunition, because the AWM does not have any kind of issues like that when you use it with the standard ammunition. The other sniper rifles, I've tried some of the semi-automatic ones, 2 of them. I've also tried obviously the Scout, and I find all of them extremely fun to play around with. They all have their kind of pros and cons. The Scout Elite has incredibly quick bolt actions. You can pull off 2 shots at close range in maybe less than a second. If you aim well, you can outshoot many people with the fully automatic rifles with it, and it's just really fun. But like I said, the AWM does have some issues at both close range with the Magnum ammo, and both, or the majority of the sniper rifles I think, have some issues at longer range. I can't really put my finger on it. I don't have a whole crew of friends that I can try this kind of stuff out with, but there's probably already a video out, or that's going to be out in a couple of days, about someone explaining exactly what's wrong with it and why it's happening, because I'm not the best sniper rifle guy or sniper in the world, but I'm definitely a good one. And I should not miss a lot of the shots I shoot, because I know they're hitting like exactly where the dude is, but I'm not getting a hit mark or a kill, so very strange. But overall, playing as a professional, it's very fun. The only really annoying thing, except for that, was actually how to unlock some of the weapons. For example, the MAC-10, and then also the Knockout. That's gonna be the highest tier sniper rifle, I believe, for the professional. And you need to get camera coins, and you need to place those little cameras that you've seen me placing all over the place, and it's a huge pain in the ass to get them. I mean, like, you're lucky to get 1 coin per match. I mean, I can get headshot coins, like 5 of them. I can get spotting coins, 5 of them each match. I can get enough kills to unlock anything in just like 10 matches, even if it's like 100 kills plus or 200 kills. But these camera fuckers, they're hard to get, man. I think it took me 12 or 13 matches to actually unlock just the MAC-10, getting 10 or 5 of those coins, and then you need 10 more to unlock the Knockout sniper rifle. But yeah. Anyways, enough about the professional class. When it comes to the mechanic class, nothing much to say really there. It's kind of like SMG guy. Definitely a fun class to play though, if you're in the helicopter. Nothing bad about it at all. It's just not a class I play super much. It doesn't have any super impressive or fun weapons, but you do have the repair torch, you do have the grenade launcher, and that gives you a really good ability to take care of those heavily armored cars like the armored SUVs, and also the spawning trucks, as I call them. They're basically like the amphibian vehicles in Battlefield 3 and 4. They can take a ton of damage, and normal guns don't hurt them, not even the Magnum ammunition. The armored SUV though do take damage from the Magnum ammo in the snipers, but it's not much. You need to shoot like 2 or 3 magazines at least to kill one of those suckers, so it's kind of difficult. When it comes to the Enforcer, that's the guy that starts out with the shotgun. Extremely fun class. The shotguns are very nice to play around with. They're extremely powerful at close range. They do get really weak at longer range, so it's really like a trade-off. You choose between if you want a weapon that works good at close range, or you want something that works at longer range. And also the upgraded weapons, the fully automatic weapons, but with a little bit lower rate of fire but high damage output that the Enforcers get, are extremely fun to play around with. I don't remember the name of one of the guns, but I believe some of the enemies are using it here, so I might mention the name if I see it in the kill feed of this gameplay video. Yeah, like the MP5K, for example, but I think it's the counterpart of that one. That one wasn't as good since it had a little bit lower rate of fire, like 500, but one has, I believe, 650 rate of fire and does like 40 damage per bullet. Extremely nice and fun to play around with. So you can basically trap cars and you can blow shit up with it as well, obviously, and give ammunition as well. So definitely a fun class to play with. Reminds you a lot about Battlefield in general, so it's gonna be easy to get in the classes overall. And then of course the medic, the operational guy or whatever he's called in the class, I honestly don't remember. It's exactly like a medic should be. Like you have your medic stuff, you can revive, you have a pick between assault rifles and carbines. So carbines are usually a little bit higher rate fire, a little bit easier to control the recoil, but lower damage at both close and long range. And then you have the assault rifles like the AKA-M with high damage output at both short and long range. Maybe a little bit more accuracy, but a lot harder to control the recoil. I gotta say though, the AKM is pretty easy to control a full automatic spray with, especially if the enemy is kind of close. So it's usually better to just go full auto with it than kind of conserve your ammunition and tap fire it or burst fire it. But still very fun. I have enjoyed it. When it comes to the maps are definitely a-okay. There's nothing special about the maps that make them like really good or anything like that. I do find always like people camping inside houses and that kind of shit, but overall the maps are definitely good enough. But what really makes the Large Conquest game mode so good, like I've never played a Large Conquest match before that's been so fun like it's been in the Battlefield Hardline Beta, is the control points. The huge square points that encapsulates the entire compound, for example, of this drug house, or for example the motel, or the gas station, or the antenna, or the mine, for example. Having it this way, instead of having a round small circle that you have to bunch up in to capture a point, is so much better. I can't believe I never thought about telling DICE to do this, because like honestly, this is like the best invention ever. Like every Battlefield game should have had this a long time ago to make Conquest a lot more fun. And also, since this isn't as vehicle heavy, there's no tanks, there's no real attack helicopters, there's not a lot of bullshit that you can't kill on the ground unless you're an engineer anymore. So being on the ground as an infantry man is way more enjoyable in Battlefield Hardline than any Battlefield game, I would say, since maybe Bad Company 2. Honestly, like it is really good. I've been enjoying it a bunch. When it comes to Heist, I'm not super impressed. Maybe it's the map. I mean, obviously we only got to play one map, but Heist is definitely the kind of game mode you play not for fun, in my opinion, but to make points, because it's a lot quicker usually to rack up points. I noticed that the people that are like the nerdiest on the leaderboards, they basically only play Heist. That's the only thing they play, because that is really the way of making money in the game. And talking about the money, I love the way they made it so you unlock the guns. Some guns obviously you need to finish some of the quests and the tasks and the assignments, like I said, but just being able to unlock a gun because you earned the money and you already have the money is a great thing. And then obviously you need to play with the gun, maybe get 20 kills, 50 kills, 60 kills, 90 kills to actually unlock things like a silencer, extended magazine and so forth. I like it a lot. The only thing I might be a little bit pissed off about is the camera points, like I mentioned earlier, that you had to do to unlock the Mag-10 and the top sniper rifle, because oh man, those are hard to get, especially if you have a very noobish team that can't hit anything. You just get frustrated because you have to sit there and like wait and hope they kill them, because if you kill someone that's spotted by your camera yourself, you don't get any spotting assists or intel assists or whatever it's called. So yeah, that's not exactly great, I would say. When it comes to the graphics and the design, I would say it's definitely okay. It's not mediocre, but it's not very good either. I mean, it's kind of what you would expect. It's nothing out of the ordinary. Things look nice. You can definitely tell which cars you can get into and not. The maps are quite nice. The only thing I might not like super much is the very large signs and markers for example the flags and the conquest points. They're a little bit too big sometimes and kind of covers enemies you might want to try to shoot, but generally it actually works quite well, and it's nice. I don't find many issues with it. I've noticed a few inclinations to getting shot behind walls and that kind of stuff, but it happened very seldomly. I've also noticed a few times where I get shot and I kill the guy and he kills me at the same time, so that kind of sucks a little bit. Overall, like, it's quite nice. I like it. So let's talk a little bit about the vehicles. I would say this is probably the biggest disappointment I have, but it's not an important disappointment though, so I don't really care too much about it. But as I understood it, Need for Speed would be borrowing their physics and their cars for this game, And you can't see that unless Need for Speed has become a complete shit game the last couple of years, because I haven't played it since, I think, Need for Speed Underground. I freaking loved that. Then I kind of got into more FPS kind of stuff as a kid, and as a grown man and a young man, I haven't really been playing a lot of Need for Speed or racing games overall, because I just don't find them as interesting as shooter games and strategy games and that kind of stuff. But the cars and the off-road bikes especially act really badly. I mean, it's like they had a praktikant, that's Swedish for saying intern, do all of the coding for the cars, because don't get me wrong, the cars actually sound really good, especially like the muscle cars. The music is kind of okay in them. It's definitely not bad. Some songs are so bad that I have to change the channel or change the song without a shadow of doubt, but that might just be my personal taste in music. That doesn't really have much to do with the coding or anything like that. But yeah, the cars perform quite badly. On asphalt, most of the cars are kind of okay. The bikes, though, are complete shit, man. Like, oh my god, I think most students in computer gaming could probably code a better motorcycle or an off-road bike, because, man, they look like they're going on rails or something like that. They're very unnatural and very, like, stiff and rugged, and yeah, I don't like them at all. Cars do perform pretty good on asphalt. They're not too bad, but I was really having more higher hopes for them. But like I said, this is nothing that breaks the game. I mean, the game is about shooting people. I don't really care about driving the cars all the time. The cars are a way for me to go from A to B quicker than running, and honestly, you don't really need them that much thanks to the fast-paced gameplay of Battlefield Hardline. Like I've said before, like this is one of the quickest Battlefields in a long time, since Bad Company 2 maybe. Not a lot of running, a lot more fun, a lot more shooting. I like it. When it comes to the helicopters work just as I want them to. I mean, obviously there's always room for improvement, but they work just as you would guess they would. The only thing I really would want to change is maybe that you could catch a little bit more speed with them. If you go really high up, for example with a attack helicopter or a transport helicopter, you don't really get much speed by turning the nose down and kind of diving. It feels like you're kind of flying in I don't know, the sour cream or something like that, like something sticky, like oil or something, and not air, because it kind of feels like you're slowly sinking to the ground instead of actually getting extra speed from doing it. You do get a little bit of extra speed, but not much. The really issue right now is obviously with the sniper rifles and the magnum ammunition for the helicopters, because the helicopters are just useless right now. I mean, like, they're killing beasts until anyone unlocks the magnum ammo, because really the only thing that can take them down is a well-placed 40mm grenade launcher shot or an RPG, or of course the stingers, but there's few stingers on the map, so that's not a big issue. But as long as that's fixed, the helicopters aren't an issue at all. And overall, I've found Battlefield Hardline to be a really fun game already in the beta, so I hope it's gonna keep up for the release. As usual, thank you guys for watching, have a wonderful day, bye bye.